Ladies and gentlemen, big hairy news. Big hairy news.
Hey, kia ora koutou. Welcome back to Big Hairy News Friday edition. Hi, Magenta. How are you?
So good, back again. 2 days. Felt like today was Saturday. Strange.
I feel that. The Thursday show definitely screwed me a wee bit. And also not having Pat and Chewie for 4 nights.
Yeah,
Just the 2 nights.
yeah, right.
Speaking of Pat and Chewie, somebody is enjoying some frost in Auckland. Hi, Pat. How's it going?
Oh, smoking air.
No, I think
Hey,
he's just
guys.
proving the point that it's cold in Auckland.
It's all right. It's not that cold. How you guys doing?
Pretty
Good,
good.
good. How's it?
Pretty
How's
good.
the meetup?
Yeah, I mean, I'm outside long room right now. I don't know if you can get a look at either side. Everyone's still inside. It's probably going to be quite busy if I hold this through the gate. Can you see people if I do that?
Yes.
Gonna
Yeah,
dance,
can they see
and
us?
dance or stuff? No, I can't see you.
No.
No, it's really good, eh? Yeah, it's been a good night. We had a 5 o'clock patrons that were supposed to finish at 6. Some of them are still here, so that's fun.
Nice.
And we had other people kind of turning up 6:45, 7. And it's, I don't know, it's been a real eye opener actually, because of course people come along and they want to, share their thoughts and let you know what's going on. And yeah, it's real interesting. In fact, I've come away from this thinking we do need to do more of these. And I've come away from this going, I think we need to, and you Discord Kittywinks there can be able to have a think about this. Um, the thing that was really interesting is we turned up 2 minutes late because we had to because we are on brand. But there was a table of people sitting in the area that we were booked, and I went, "Oh, they're sitting in our area," and they were sitting in our area because they were us. People had already turned up, they'd already found themselves, they'd already sat down, they'd already started talking, and it's been really interesting to see people who don't know each other but know us talking to each other like they know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been really interested to think maybe what we need to do is start up some localized groups. Maybe there needs to be a BHN Auckland, maybe there needs to be a BHN, Waikato, or a BHN Wellington, or because what's happening here is all these guys are connecting, swapping phone numbers, and they're all saying, when something happens that we need to respond to, we can respond together. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really interesting idea. Sorry about the hand, I just gotta put me down there. So yeah, it's been fascinating actually. It's been really good. It's been fun. Good food, good drink, all that kind of stuff. But it's also been really interesting to see what people have had to say and just to have a tangible, hands-on feel of what this community really is. And you guys know I've said this before. I worked in media since the 1990s. I've never, ever, ever seen community like the community that's got around this silly little idea of rodeo clowns talking politics, So it's been really good. It's been really nice. Hey!
Hey!
Who? Who?
Wow,
can't
that's
hear
crazy.
him.
It's completely cancelling Chewie out.
Noise cancellation, man. The technology's right.
You have to
Yeah.
give him the ears in order for him to talk.
Oh dear, you got to put that in your ear, bro. This is
I wonder if
gross.
it'll work. Speak.
Will it work? Hello?
Whoa! We can kind of hear you.
Let's try this.
Oh,
I do.
nah.
Why?
Losing it.
Oh, can't hear him.
Why?
We can't hear you.
Who?
We're getting
You're
half a
ignoring
conversation. I need to know what you're saying,
Yeah.
Chewie.
Give it back to me.
That didn't work.
What
Can
did
you
he
go
say?
get
What did
back
he?
off him?
What did he say? It
Uh,
sounded scandalous.
Chewie was just checking in because someone had we've got a tab here for me and Chewie and our missus, and apparently someone's found my card. That's terrifying. So,
Hmm.
it's probably an appropriate time to say thanks to the patrons. But yeah, so yeah, that was the scandal. Someone had stolen my card, found my card, and is buying a round of drinks right now. So, it's one of those things.
Ah.
I guess if you hang out with Marxists and anarchists, this is going to happen, innit? Can't really control that, can we? Not really.
Yeah. This is how the
So-
left goes bad.
Yeah. But look, guys, it's been great. Thanks so much for you guys stepping in last night. Yeah, just good times, good people, and yeah, some clarity. We'll talk about it more next week, but this idea of connecting people in real life, I think is really going to be really valuable to what we're doing, both for us and for them. So you guys watching and listening right now, or watching on demand or whatever, yeah, we want you to meet your neighbors who are also watching and doing stuff right now. So we'll talk more about it maybe next week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually,
Sounds good.
too quickly,
Thanks for
Pat,
coming in.
I don't know if you're aware, but in the Discord, we've actually already been doing that. So I created
I heard
channels,
that.
and we
Yeah.
have Wellington has basically got a regular meetup. We're actually meeting at the end of the
Yeah.
month, so we're
So
definitely started that
what I
already.
hear you saying, Magenta, is you are volunteering to spearhead
Yeah.
this. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
hearing with that conversation.
Oh, easy. I
The
got
mix of people here were amazing. I don't know, but the youngest was probably 20 and the oldest was probably 70. So
Hell
we
yeah.
need to just sit and think about how we're going to do this, because Discord might not be right for everybody. Facebook might be
Yeah.
better for a group, but I think we talk about it, we
can do
figure it
both,
out,
yeah.
and we make shit happen. I like that. The idea of let's connect neighbors who are watching BHN so they can do things in real life. Including BHN stuff.
Ooh, big hairy neighbors. Does that
Hey,
work?
yeah, I love that.
Cool.
Very good, Frank.
Yeah, awesome.
Love that.
Oh, I look forward to hearing more about it on Monday. But I'll let you go
Yeah.
enjoy your drinks.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a lemonade for me.
Hard lemonade.
We're only staying like 300 meters that way, so we're all right.
Nice.
Wonderful.
All right.
Oh, go and enjoy.
Thanks, team. We'll talk to you soon, eh?
Yeah.
Have a good night,
bye.
Ram.
See you.
Boy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Right.
That was fellow BHNer and host of the regular show, Pat and Chewie, and kind of Chewie, half Chewie.
Wow,
There's-
yeah.
I don't know what that was, but that's crazy that it just completely
an
cancelled him out.
attempt. It was an attempt of a Chewie.
He was speaking right next to it. It just went. "That's
Noise
not Pat."
cancellation technology, actually, I had a friend who explained it all to me once. It is actually quite simple, but fuck, every time just blows my mind.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Someone did ask, does this mean a New Zealand tour? I wonder what Pat will say on Monday. But he's been floating the idea of the Waitangi tour. A lot of us.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's exactly it,
We go pick
I
up
mean,
each person on the way.
Kiwi's already offered to take some of us from here in Welly, since we've got a little raupu that we've been developing and fostering, over a little
Nice.
bit. But I'm excited
Nice.
to see more.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Well, it's exciting. It sounds like Pat's had some, I don't know, been reinvigorated. Not that he wasn't, but new ideas and I always find it interesting when you've kind of got like an online community, but you meet in person for the first time, and it's you realize how much in common you have, and like the different feeling it is online versus offline, and yeah.
Oh yeah. It also is
Yeah.
always surprising how I mean, I feel like it was pretty chill for most of us in the Wellington group. You kind of sat down, it felt a little awkward for a second, but then you just start talking about whatever's been on BHN recently, and then all of a sudden corridors flowing, drinks are flowing, and we're all having a good time. And I think the first meetup I went to, we started planning a political party. So
I thought that's what Pat was about to say. So it sounds like BHN needs to be a political party.
don't let Paula hear you say that. She's fucking been
Yeah.
hammering me for one.
Someone did say I need to be more involved in the Discord by the sound of it. Yeah, it's I kind of check in once a week and say hi every now and then. I was on there's often a post Friday show meetup
Yes. Wow.
And there's a few regulars who jump into that, and it's kind of mostly chaotic, but it's kind of good chaotic.
It's
And we
after
get
hours styles.
after hours for sure. There's some great discussions. Last week it was the discount version of Cards Against Humanity
Oh,
for
yes, yes,
Nigel's birthday, which was great. I really enjoyed that while I was trying to edit stuff. So
Oh,
it
hell
was a
yeah.
good body
We love a
doubling
good
session.
Cards Against Humanity.
It was very unhinged though.
Oh yeah,
I had some
nah,
great prompts. My prompts were the best.
absolutely.
Well, hi everyone in the chat. I hope you enjoyed the pop-in from Pat, and I hope you enjoy tonight's show, which is hopefully a fun one. Hopefully a fun one.
Surely it's Friday. We have fun on Friday.
I usually do a roundup of the week, but it's only been 2 episodes, and it was us last night, so I won't do one.
Yeah.
And it gives us
thank
more
you, Kat.
time to do memes, which is good.
Yeah, memes, just bodies.
So on my ticket tonight, David Seymour was. I hate talking about this guy, but I have to because he's just constantly in the news. Was
in the
at the Oxford Union debate talking about stolen land, which he is so qualified to talk about. Talking in the dissenting opinion, not the was it the affirmative and the other one? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
but it's
negated.
the negative.
Yeah.
Dissenting opinion. I don't know.
It's been a while since I've done that shit.
TLDR, his side lost. I can't remember what it was, what percentage it was, but I think it was the votes were. Does it say in here what it was? See if I can find it. I'll play the news article anyways, and you guys can, because they haven't yet released the whole debate. I can only find Seymour's segment. There was a few things in there that I'm like, oh geez, even that. I'm like, oh, okay, Seymour.
Yeah.
Okay,
not
David.
surprised.
So we'll have a look at that. We'll also look at the current implosion that is Trump and Musk over their little bitch. What do you call it? Bitch slap and
Bitch fit.
cat fight. Bitch fit.
Oh yeah. I just
which
said
has
when
been
you say Trump and
fun.
Musk, it sounds like I don't like the way that it evokes a certain sensory in the nose that just. Ugh.
Like the hair that's currently stuck in my nose is driving me mad. It's just like tickling, you know? It's like a bit of cat hair that's just stuck somewhere. I can't find it. The third thing we're going to talk about is local elections. Someone did send us something on Facebook yesterday. It was a really good suggestion, talking about the Alliance Party, which I was not aware of. Sort of a very left-leaning socialist party. Don't know much about it. Sure, people probably know more about it than I did. But it did remind me that ACT was backing up in looking for candidates to run in local elections. And I found some really interesting stuff that you guys might enjoy. So a little bit of a deep dive. Not as much reading as the last one I did. I've had time to actually pick out the bits that I want. And it's a very small document as opposed to like pages and pages. So we'll go through that as well, which you should enjoy. So
No reading rainbows.
What did you say?
I said no reading rainbows. You know, like the
what's a
Reading Rainbow?
No.
That TV show from America.
Oh. No, I don't know the Reading Rainbows.
Okay.
No.
Oh man, I'm too chronically online.
All I could think of was those books that we got when we were kids. They're like different levels, and you go from the yellow book, and it makes a rainbow.
One of them was Magenta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did it go from? What, yellow to?
Well, no, because a rainbow usually
green
starts
to-
from magenta. They just actually fun fact, right? Want to hear a fun quick fact? The first
Go for
ever
it.
pride flag used to have a magenta strip. However, when they started wanting to mass produce them, they found that the magenta dye and cloth was a lot harder to source and manufacture, so they got rid of it to simplify the production.
There you go.
Fun
The more you know. The more you know.
Mm.
Right. So, which story do you want to? Should we start with? We'll start with the fun news. Because let's be honest, this whole Trump Musk thing is hilarious. I have some small thoughts on it, but I'm sure, considering the shit that's going on, the kind of catfighting and infighting is sometimes just a bit of a laugh because it's totally absurd that this is the reality that we're living in. We'll go from there. And hopefully it'll show on my screen. Why did I not set this up beforehand? Whoa! Ah!
Yeah,
why does
it
it
does
do
it
that?
every time.
Every time. All right, can you guys see this?
Elon Musk.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised.
Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Elon Musk spent hundreds of millions of dollars helping Donald Trump win back the White House. But as soon as he ended his government cost-cutting role last week, he started trashing Trump's spending bill, saying it will dramatically raise America's debt.
He hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
The feud then exploding
Yes, Trump has helped Elon, not the other way around.
on their rival social media network.
Actually, no, it's probably two ways.
I mean,
Musk saying on X that without him, Trump would have lost the election. Trump replying on his platform, Truth Social, in a flurry of posts, saying Elon Musk was wearing thin, that he asked him to leave, and that Musk was angry about electric vehicle mandates being taken away. Trump then threatening to terminate Musk's government subsidies and contracts. Later saying he didn't mind Elon turning on him, but he should have done it months ago. Elon Musk then launching his own broadside, saying SpaceX would decommission the Dragon spacecraft, right now the only way to fly astronauts to the International Space Station from the US. Then saying Trump's tariffs would cause a recession, before his bombshell claim that Donald Trump is covering up files related to Jeffrey Epstein, because he is in them. Epstein, of course, is the disgraced billionaire who was arrested for sex trafficking before committing suicide in prison.
Well, we always knew that this.
Also, it's not just Trump that'll be in those files. Someone pointed out that Elon's brother also, I think, lived in one of the houses that Epstein ran. So,
wow, yeah.
don't know if he does want to release those. Depends what his relationship with is like with his brother. But yeah, we'll keep going for a wee bit.
City wasn't big enough for two sheriffs, but seeing it blow up like this so quickly is actually surprising.
Donald Trump has his own assessment about where this has all gone so wrong.
And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too, but there's something about this one.
For the Democrats, who have been fighting
This is
Trump's
weird.
so-called big beautiful bill, Christmas has come early.
Breaking news, Elon Musk and I agree with each other.
One of the biggest and most dramatic political breakups in recent times.
So
Wow.
that's what's coming out of America at the moment is those two are fighting, and it's so like the back and forth between their two platforms is hilarious. Just well, if you're going to take my EV mandates, then I'm going to take away your spaceships. Well, if you're going to, I don't care. I mean, I will release the files.
You just
and then
oops. Fuck you.
just
I didn't even like you anyway. You just.
the whole thing is because of this big beautiful budget, big beautiful budget bill. So not only the BBB but the BBBB, that will essentially put America in even more debt. Which their debt thing is just, it's dumb. Like they just keep going. They can just keep going into debt. There's no repercussions for them going more and more into debt essentially. But Elon's spent all this time in Doge, stripping back the public sector to try and not go into debt, essentially, not push the I don't know, budget, what do they call it, coffers, more into debt. And I suppose if you look at it from the standpoint, and someone in the chat can correct me, but from the standpoint of trying to get into the black, which is never going to happen for America. But essentially, the more that inflation goes up, the harder that it is for people to get, the cost of living keeps going up, it gets harder and harder. And then you start to see the mill shrink. Get off there. Hello.
Elon.
I'll fix that in a second. There's the middle class starts to shrink, and the lower class and the upper class. I suppose the lower class is getting bigger, and then the upper class is getting smaller and smaller. Essentially, there's less people to buy Teslas, is my theory. So if there's less people to buy Teslas, then who are they going to sell to? It means that Tesla's not going to do so well. They'll either have to bring up the price of a Tesla, which will hopefully recoup some of their profits, or bring down the price of Teslas so that more and more people can afford them. But that means there's less profit, so his bank account starts to go down. That's my theory anyway. I don't think Elon does anything for people. He purely does it for his own ego and for himself. He's constantly looking at his own bank account. He's looking at Tesla stocks and he's saying, is this going to benefit me? The whole Doge thing was about what's going to benefit me. He doesn't care about people. So this whole infighting thing is just like, I spent all of this time, firing all these people and getting Doge off the ground and putting my people in office or into the system so that they do my bidding, and you're basically going to fuck over everything I just did for the last 130 days. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No. And I mean, a lot of the stuff that's in that BBBB is similar to, like, say, our RSP. Like, there's a lot of, or even just some of the things that our own government is doing. They are giving tax breaks and all that fun shit. And also just, I just find it, I find it hilarious, but at the same time, I also get a little sad that, like, yes, haha, these two people are fighting, but they have so much money. And there are people right now who don't have roofs over their heads or food in their stomach. Like, it's just frustrating to keep seeing these fucking rich wankers be in positions of power and all of that, and then just doing shit like this, playing with the economy and the literal governance of an entire country that will then also affect the rest of the fucking world just because you are having a little hissy fit because you don't have emotional regulation skills. Like, I feel like I'm just getting over it being haha funny and more just, this is actually kind of depressing. How the hell have we, because this thing is, we have also in parts allowed it by, maybe allowing, tolerating more and more, giving people an inch and letting them take a mile or, a bunch of indigenous people's land. It's just, Although I do, funnily enough, we're not going to go into memes properly. I did have a meme specifically about this that says this messy Trump-Musk breakup is truly the gayest thing about Pride Month. And that did give me a tee-hee. American Pride Month, of course.
That's true. That's true. Not our Pride Month. Different Pride Months. Well, they have different Pride Months.
Hashtag not my Pride Month.
Hashtag not my Pride Month. Yeah, too good. So yeah, that's some fun stuff happening over in America. I don't know who's sitting in. I assume like Elon is threatening to get basically endorse with money the non-Republicans running for office, running for the seats and things, so probably Democrats, in retaliation because a lot of Republicans are voting in favor of the bill. But I don't think he's quite figuring out that there are a lot of like Trump faithfuls and people who kind of just go with the flow when it comes to not, rocking the boat too much. So I don't see, Elon has a lot of money, but that's a dumb move. Like, yeah. And the other thing too is whether or not Trump will just deport Elon.
I mean,
because he can.
I don't know. If he deports Elon though, like, wouldn't he by like default then have to deport his own wife?
No, there is no
fair enough.
rhyme or reason to the shit, just the general deportations, legality or not, or fairness or not. It's just dumb. Yeah. Fun stuff indeed. All right, let's go through some super chats and then we can go through the first of the memes, yeah?
Do it.
Kerry Bear Fatula says Seymour putting the L in neoliberal again. Matata says Seymour is like private property. He got owned.
Ayo.
That's pretty good. James Faction for $5 says it was very much a transaction. Elon got to destroy all the government departments investigating him under the guise of Doge. Yeah, very much so. Kamatata says, oh no, they split up and are all alone in Trump set.
Hey,
Too
guys.
good, man. You
I
guys
know,
are smart.
right?
Danger of Mouse for $5 says, it is funny to see the alphas, teenage girls fighting. Amy Eastwood for $10 says, cut services like crazy and somehow end up in more debt. I heard this one before.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Exactly.
much so. Peter says, Hank Green had a great take on Tesla's stock price dropped significantly, which meant the market priced in Trump's relationship with Musk. Pure corruption.
Interesting. I'll have to watch that. I love me some Hank Green.
I'm struggling to understand what you're saying specifically, but yes, I understand what that means. I don't know why. I can't comprehend that for some reason. But yes, agreed. I like Hank Green stuff.
Right?
And I shall watch it. Yeah, so that's our super chats. And we'll get to the first of our memes. Oh, before we do, Mark says, Kia ora team. Long time no watch, I've missed you. Oh, thanks for coming back. On X of all platforms too. We don't get many X comments. Thanks for joining. And on a Friday too. The Friday's the best show. Obviously.
Always. We have the memes.
Always.
Duh.
I know. So like I said, we get unhinged.
Reminds me, I get to reset my memes.
Yes, I do have slight brain fog. I don't know. It was the way that the sentence was written. The stock prices can be affected by vibes, and the vibes in the US are rancid. Cool. Good enough for me.
I love that. That was a great TLDR shot. All right, what have we
More
got
of that,
here?
please.
Memes. How they say capitalism works. My lemonade is better. No, I will make mine better. How capitalism actually works. I diluted mine to profit more, and I use piss. Which, yeah, sums it up. Why is a system where the cost of living is always increasing considered a good system? Very fucking good question. Also, I'm just loving the gaming memes. A lot of them come from me, so hopefully you like them. If I could be any ice cream topping, I would be caramel, because I too have gotten progressively saltier since the 90s, which was actually a meme that I may have sent to one of the friends in Discord, because they are very salty and I love them for it, because who doesn't love a little salted caramel? Ah, yes, we've got a couple of wordy ones here. Got, sir, shall I put up our rainbow profile picture? Cool your jets, Eugene. I'm checking the profitometer. Just supporting pride. All right, go gay, Eugene. Which, I mean, really is unfortunately how it is. I also really liked this kind of post that got put in about this. It says, fuck companies that don't want their employees to act unprofessional in front of customers. I'm at a Five Guys right now, and the employees here are joking around, calling orders back and forth to each other, and saying things in weird voices and laughing with each other while they work. Someone just came in for their shift while I was waiting for my food and was greeted by the whole kitchen with a secret handshake. It was so silly and cute. I love seeing people have fun at work, and I know my food's going to be bomb because the people there are having fun with each other. Let employees be people and friends and have fun. What's the issue? And then someone points out, hate to be the guy that takes this post very seriously, but the reason bosses don't like this and don't encourage it is because what follows is talking about wages and treatment at work and then unionizing. Which ain't that the fucking truth. The audacious tale of how the Atlas people shipped a wooden boy to New Zealand and tricked a droning bald guy into making him deputy prime minister. He really is just a little wooden boy who needs more love. How to politely remind a racist that they are not welcome in your neighborhood? Just a little. And we'll leave on this one. In Monsters, Inc., The wealthy CEO of Monsters, Inc. is held accountable for his actions. This is to remind the audience that the movie is a work of fiction. Because, God forbid, we punish white-collar crime.
I have added a special guest to our show
Oh,
who decided that he would like to sleep on my wedding dress, which thankfully is under about 2 layers of very thick fabric, so that if his
Oh,
claws
thank
decide
God.
to go through it.
yes.
That's why I was like, Elo, the fuck are you doing, boy?
Right?
And then for some reason he has this thing with like standing on my sewing machines, which is quite a feat, if I'm
Okay.
honest. Yeah.
Interesting.
he's-
What a weird
he's a
spot
strange
to want to
one.
sit.
I know, of all
Love
the
it.
things. Yeah, so that's where I was. All right, thanks for the memes.
Moo.
More memes to come.
Always.
Now we have to talk about someone we don't really want to talk about. Okay?
Aww.
It just keeps coming. At
Disappointing.
least he's an easy thing to do. At least he's easy. He's easy to talk.
Oh.
I think that says more about his fiance. Right. David Little Seymour got invited, of all things, invited to the Oxford Union to do one of their famous Oxford Union debates. It's kind of like this fancy thing, suit and tie and ball gowns. I swear it's not always like that, but this specific one was one of the fancier ones. And then 2 sides of an argument debate, and it's supposed to be kind of big boy stuff. And the ones that I've seen, I think, are a little bit more casual than this, but that might be the Cambridge ones. But this one is very much, you know, there's someone speaks for 10 minutes and the other side speaks for 10 minutes, and they kind of, you know, do a back and forth and state their opinion. He did lose this one though.
Loser.
It was these guys. They did sort of a post, what they call it, a straw poll. Essentially, David lost. Here you go.
Oh,
Post
we
took a
just
quick
pulled-
straw
yeah,
poll
right.
of the crowd post debate to ask who they thought the best speaker was. Seymour came out 0-7. I'd love to know what the final vote count was. It does say somewhere. They not put the final vote count in there. Come on, guys, where is it? Damn
Give
it!
me
I
the
can't find
votes.
it. If anyone knows what the final, it was definitely, it was a fairly good loss. Does anyone know? Can't see it. If you can see it, please let me know. Right, the people that must have taken the person taking the footage was just sort of in the crowd. They do have an official feed somewhere, but it hasn't been fully released yet. So we've only got David's for now, and a few snippets from a One News article on the affirmative opinions. But the bits I'd like to show you are he's essentially talking about. The general point is, where do we draw the line when it comes to reparations, right? He argues that that Māori, or Indigenous people in general, want reparations, and they want things fixed, maybe not quite the right word. They want equity for things that they didn't get in the beginning, and you know, te tiriti not being honoured correctly.
Yeah.
And his argument is like, where do we draw the line? And he also does this really shitty thing of like, the last speaker didn't say this, but we all heard it, and like just puts an opinion in her mouth a little bit. It was like, but you can't just do that. You can't just say this person didn't say it, but this is what they really meant. It's like, no, they didn't say it. They didn't say it, Seymour. You fucking wanker. All right, so let's we'll have a look through these small bits, the least amount possible.
And that is the big problem that the affirmative has. They want to arbitrarily draw a line and say this is when legitimate ownership ended and somehow theft began. We heard a land acknowledgement from the final affirmative speaker. If she wanted to make a land acknowledgement here, as we've heard from the excellent team to my left, who would she acknowledge? I would argue it should be the Neanderthals, who anthropologists believe were driven out of southern England by modern humans nearly 40,000 years ago. Where would you like to stop? The truth is that any decision that land was stolen is a merely arbitrary choice designed to reinforce the particular, I have to say, quite nasty prejudices that we heard from the affirmative team.
My brain hurts.
You don't need to listen to much of that to be like, what the fuck are you on about? My question to Seymour is, right, is we're talking about where do we start, right? At which point is the land stolen? I think a lot of people can agree when the land was stolen, there's literally a date in which it was signed, and even probably...
There's also a lot of documentation there afterwards of different things that have happened.
Yes, it's very, very well documented. The Neanderthals, on the other hand, there is no evidence. Well, there is beliefs, because anthropologists can only go off like assumptions. There's nothing to say that that's what happened. They can just go.
He doesn't need it to. He just wants to say something that he knows is going to basically diminish the people he's talking about as if they are Neanderthals, a lesser species. Like, it's just disgusting coded language and also arbitrary. Yeah, literally language is arbitrary. Every sound that we decide means something is fucking arbitrary. Technically, all of the policies we make are arbitrary if we get down to the fucking nitty gritty of it all. That doesn't mean it takes away any, like, we can make legitimate pointers and markers of like, here's where we've drawn the line. He's just such a straw man fucking argument. It's dumb as hell.
I'll play a wee bit more of this, and then I have a point, which I'd love to ask Seymour.
And at least you'll have one, because he doesn't.
I'm not a debater, but this is kind of what came to my mind when he's talking about this. Where do we draw the line?
Not by drawing that arbitrary line, for two reasons. One is that it begins the process of othering people. You know, the fourth speaker didn't say it. She didn't quite say it, and I think it came out. What she's really hateful of is white settlement in Australia. And I think that's a shame. She didn't say it. People who were listening, they heard it.
This guy literally just called colonialism white settlement.
Oh, fucking... Just...
This is the same bullshit of, like, the Holocaust, right? Oh, the Holocaust didn't happen. This is literally what he is doing. Oh, the Holocaust didn't happen. Oh, colonialism didn't happen. Like, what are you talking about? They just like, you know... It's the same shit of, like, rewriting history. We have evidence of what happened to the Aboriginals. We have evidence of what happened here in New Zealand. Like, this is not disputable. Yeah. These are, like, facts of history. And you don't have to look at it through a very, like, rose-colored... Like, you don't have to look at it. You just look at the facts and go, that was kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, people look at what happened here and they're like, you know, TDT, that was amazing. It was so, like, you know... But then you look into it more and more and you go, no, we like, colonists fucked that up too. Like, it was a little bit better than what they did in Australia. Thank God it wasn't, like, you know, black people in America were turned into slaves. Like, oh, well, you did it so much better.
Yeah. That bar is an absolute hell.
Exactly. It's just still fucked up. You can't just rewrite history like this. It pissed me off.
Copium as fuck.
So yes, apparently it wasn't colonialism. It was white settlement.
People who were listening, they heard it. And Madam President, I believe that so long as we make this arbitrary division of our citizens into victims and villains based on activity that happened before they themselves were even born, I believe that the other people, we make them, rather than thinking and valuing beings, we make them by drawing this arbitrary
Also, can
line
you just
in
pause
history.
for a second?
Other people, mere numbers in a group or a collective. And that kind of othering is...
Sorry, carry on.
No, you're good, you're good. I just don't want to lose
How's my
my train of thought.
Go.
I just find it very, very fucking interesting how he says, oh, well, that affects people who weren't even here when they signed it. Yeah, what about all the descendants of the tangata tiriti who were here that signed it? And then the incurring generational traumas that have been confounding due to multiple different things like land loss, culture loss, language loss, all done through white settlers and their, what is it called? Their colonizing? Like, it's fucking disgusting because he's basically going, well, us non-Māori, we didn't do anything, so it's not our fault. Yeah, well, so it's the people who also have the intergenerational trauma's fault that they've gone through this. Like, it feels like putting them up here and that issue down here. It's just infuriating.
I got like 10 seconds to go. I'll just play this wee bit.
Drawing this arbitrary line in history, other people, mere numbers in a group or a collective. And that kind of othering is where the truly barbaric acts in our human history begins. But they do something else. I worry.
Okay, that's basically it. So, my question here is, right, we have an arbitrary line of where to start, right? So we go, well, this was the point in which this happened. Where does the arbitrary line start for more recent things, right? Because let's just say, for example, Ukraine. I would use Palestine and Gaza, but or Israel and Gaza, but that's brown people versus white people, which he probably doesn't care too much about. Let's go white people versus white people because that's so much easier for people to stomach.
Those ones.
Yeah, that's so much easier for people to get on board with. Ukraine, right? Crimea, annexed by Russia. And I think Ukraine itself is a, it's its own little entity that's pulled away from Russia. That's why Russia wants it back.
Yep.
Let's just say Russia are successful in taking the entirety of Ukraine or whatever territory they managed to get, and they annex it and they say, look, this is ours now. Does David Seymour just go, oh well, like it's theirs now? Like, what do you want us to do about it?
Yeah.
Is he literally just going to be like, it was Ukraine, but now Russia have it, so it's fine. Oh, they took more of their land? It's Russia's now, so like what do you want us to,
Oh, yeah. I mean, that logic
at what point
doesn't...
do you go, it's stupid, right? Is anyone else on board with it? That's fucking dumb,
It's not
right?
just stupid, it's just racist, and it gets all of the ists. It's very settled in white colonist type, like thinking types. It's all that kind of dog whistle, that kind of, although don't say it outright, do actually imply, othering. I mean, it's such a projection to be like, oh, well, if you're doing it this way, that's what's actually othering. It's like, no, you're just saying that because it's not what you want and it's not the thing you like and it doesn't suit you. It's just stereotypical bullshit, really. It's arguments that we've been hearing forever. It's boring. It's worn out. Like, honestly, if people are going to do racism, can they at least be creative and interesting with it? Like, I'm getting fucking bored. I would like some more creativity.
Thank you for people who know more things than I do. Point of history: the USSR freed Ukraine and encouraged Ukrainian identity. It is nationalist Russians. They want to destroy it. There you go. Yeah, it's a shitty argument. At the end of the day, it's a very shitty argument. He goes on to say, like, this is why young people are so sad, because they feel oppressed by Maori wanting equity in their own country. This is why they're so disillusioned. They don't feel like they can do anything because the RMA stops them from building nuclear power plants and mining. They're not building nuclear power plants, but mining for gas and oil. Those young people are so sad that they can't exploit our natural resources. Oh, they're so sad. And then the other argument he makes later on is about immigrants, which I don't know because I haven't seen the prior things. But his point about immigrants is like, New Zealand doesn't want immigrants. The affirmative side doesn't want immigrants. They don't want people coming in. But you realize about halfway through, he's talking about like Peter Thiel. Immigrants. He's not talking about when you think of an immigrant, when you say immigrant, he's talking about rich white people with a fuck ton of money who want to come and buy a house here so they can live here for the next 10, 20 years and, just
or not even live here properly, because they only have to live here like 21 days out of a year? So like 3 weeks. Yeah. They don't even have to live here. So what they can actually do is they can buy up property, have a holiday home, and then probably fucking Airbnb or some shit kind of, or rent to some friend that they've got, and then taking more money offshore.
Yeah.
Definitely helps the local economy. Absolutely.
But yes, he was he lost really. The affirmative side ended up winning. If anyone knows what the number was in the end, they do.
Apparently, the woman in the amazing blue dress absolutely ripped him a new one. So I love to hear that.
I only have a very, very small snippet from the One News story because it hasn't come out fully yet. And Edu was on it as well, which was great. I'll play this wee bit here. You know what? Let's listen from Edu, because
I'm always down to listen to Edu.
But it's a lad. What a lad.
Role in legislation proposing to change Māori rights and criticising the Oxford Union too.
This whole idea or principle of a free marketplace of ideas creates actually opportunity for more embedded stereotypes.
Seymour debating alongside Americans who've called for stricter immigration, arguing border laws protect people, while the affirmative team gave a history lesson.
New Zealand is complicit. Your government invited Pacifica peoples to fill labour shortages in the 1970s. Then unleashed police with dogs on them, the Dawn Raids.
This New Zealand student also taking aim.
The Treaty of Waitangi is the foundational treaty of our country, which our government does not actually follow. So there is no legal basis for our government.
The pair diplomatic in disagreement after, before it was revealed the affirmative won the debate with 98 to 83 votes.
Oh, there you go.
I hope that a few of those students, they didn't start off on our side, may have won one or two over.
The Deputy Prime Minister now joins a group of distinguished people who have been hosted by Oxford Union, ranging from Mother Teresa to Malcolm X and even Shakira.
Kate.
I don't know if I like the idea that he's a distinguished.
I mean, that's always very pretentious and white-coded, so he'll never be a leader, that's for fucking sure.
The person speaking was The proposing side are historian Aviva Chomsky, Palestinian peace activist Naveen Sanduka, and Australian Senator and Deputy Leader of the Australian Greens, Mehreen Faruqi, or Faruqi? Not sure. Both sides will also include a student speaker, and I think that was the one that was from New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah. There was another one too. It was the daughter of a very well-known writer. I thought it was pretty cool. See if I can find it in here. No, I can't find it. I can't find
Noam
it.
Chomsky's daughter?
Thank you.
There you go. I thought I heard a Chomsky in there earlier.
Yes. Yes, that's the Chomsky that was there. Yes, that person. Thank you. All right. Yeah, it's enough of that. Well, actually, is there anything else you wanted to say on the particular topic, other than the fact that he actually it wasn't as much as I thought. It was a pretty 50-50 split on, but I did like that their straw poll was 0 to 7.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just fluff, really. David feels like he got the little bit of prestigious attention that he's wanting. Like, I love that for him. That's really all I have to say. I mean, I'm kind of just sick of hearing them speak.
Yeah, as am I.
Yeah.
But he keeps putting himself in there and...
yeah, he does, without my consent.
Yeah.
That'd be his style, though.
He kind of also follows into the next story, which just, oh, for fuck's sake.
Man.
So we'll do some memes before we get to that.
Right. Well, it's not like a super positive meme, but it wasn't about water fountains then, and it's not about bathrooms now. Just a good way to put that into perspective. When did things start getting worse? The answer most of the time. Definitely. Also, I think someone in the Discord said you could probably add like Ruth Richardson to this. Sushi for us. Rich people in their 50s. Greta Thunberg. The wicked become even worse when they are tolerated. This is why we gotta stop tolerating a lot of this fucking middle riding bullshit. Let's tie the cost of rent to the local minimum wage and let the landlords go to war with the bosses for a change. Like, could you imagine how fast you'd see some changes? Fucking hell. We interrupted our drag show to shoot at Nazis as a truly powerful energy, and I want to bring that back. And it's British soldiers interrupted during drag show rehearsals by a German raid, manning a BL 6-inch, a big gun in England in 1940.
Chewie would be disappointed.
Yeah, see, if he was here, we'd read it, but nah, that's just too many words. Oh yeah, we already saw that one. Skateboarders, transit enthusiasts, bottoms, cokeheads, and Osh wanting a good rail. Also people. Honestly, the fairies too, wanting a good rail. Your future doctor is cheating in their online classes right now, so you better start eating healthy. I mean, to be fair, doctors have been cheating on their tests for a long time, so. Jar Jar Binks, after seeing you bench press 25 pounds. You're so strong. Dumb. Oh, shit. It broke there for a second. It didn't want to show. Someone, I think, found this on Blue Sky. Low effort, but we love it. Good old... seeing those two together is just horrible. And I love being woke. It's a lot much nicer than being an ignorant fucking twat. Oh, how about we leave it there until next time?
And there's a guy who's just chill out.
Do I need to?
There's someone in Kiwi Skirt's in there. They can do what they feel like, but it's just like, dude, calm down. You literally said when you jumped in, I don't want to chat. I just want to argue. Like, fuck off then.
Talk to yourself.
Like you can have criticisms and great opinions. Like, we definitely have people that don't agree with us in the chat who actually come up with reasonable things that they disagree with, or they come up with more informed opinions.
Add to a conversation.
Like, you're just saying shit for shit's sake. Like, just fuck off then. You'll just get banned.
I mean, they'll get a timeout if they don't fucking...
Oh, there you go. They were banished, so there you go.
Oh, nice. Zap.
We have the right to zap, and we will. If you're not going to come in here with reasonable criticism or more facts to add to the argument, which may change our mind.
Probably just someone who's bored on a Friday night with nothing else to fucking do.
Yeah, don't be a crunchy crouton on a Friday. Go have a fucking drink and chill out. Go enjoy your life.
Soggy crouton or something.
Put yourself in a salad, bruh. or a soup.
They're too
if
salty.
you can afford it, sadly.
All right, let's get into our next story.
One started off with the Great Replacement theory. So it was only a matter of time before it got zapped. Jesus, dude.
I mean, what a place to start. What a place to start. Bro came to get spicy on a Friday night.
That's in the Discord. But we don't get
we don't want that kind of spice. We got
don't
like
get
the
that kind of
inappropriate jokes kind of spice, not the nasty shit.
Okie dokie. Tonight's third story, put to my attention via a community member, was a press release by the Alliance Party, which some of you may know of. I don't know much about it, but they put a bit of a press release talking about local elections. They're back in the fight, ready to shake up the political establishment and put working people first in local communities across Aotearoa. After years of lack of genuine left-wing voice, the Alliance is re-emerging to endorse candidates in the upcoming local body elections. For too long, ordinary New Zealanders have been ignored and their needs sidelined, says Alliance Party spokesperson Quentin Findlay. We've watched as political decisions made by a select few fail our communities. That's why we're aiming to elect dedicated community-focused candidates to local councils. Strong presence in the national politics through the 1990s and early 2000s, last contested national elections in 2014. There's an influx of young members has led to the resurgence of the party, whose past achievements include paid parental leave and the establishment of Kiwi Bank. There you go. High praise.
They were the Kiwi Bank ones.
This reminded me that not too long ago, the ACT Party said that they were going to endorse endorse and nominate. Actually, no, it wasn't just endorsements. They were recruiting local politics. Sorry, I'll find the article which disappeared off my...
To be fair, I know because we had a really funny meme that week. It was of Brooke and Seymour as certain soldiers from a certain war.
X looks to stand candidates in the local elections for the first time, so that's March this year. He's expected to call for a clean out of councils, which he says have missed the memo for real change that New Zealanders voted for when it elected the coalition government in 2023. I'll make a point about this very soon. ACT has been focused on tackling the cost of living, wasteful spending and co-governance in central government, but when I travelled the country, I'm constantly told that local councils have failed to address these same concerns with the local level. Kiwis voted for real change in 2023, but our councils seem to have missed the memo. It's time for a clean out. So, clean out is an interesting word. And I had to look into this because I was curious about local elections because I don't know much about it and endorsing candidates. And we've obviously seen this with Tori Whanau, who was Green affiliated, rescinded her Green affiliation, and then when she was looking to rerun, which she has decided not to, but when she was, she looked to put her Green affiliation back on the cards. And then you've obviously got Andrew Little who's running. I don't know if he's Labour endorsed, but obviously it's Andrew Little. Everyone knows him as a ex-Labour MP, so it's kind of hard to be like, he's neutral or he's not party affiliated.
Tory is running for Māori ward on the council.
Ah, good on her. Good on her.
She's still running technically, but not where I want her to be.
Esmea. She's great, Esmea.
Oh fuck yeah!
So I had a quick look around, and the conversation did a wee piece about the problem with local body candidates aligning with national political parties. When was this written? Oh yeah, this is only like 2 days ago, which is great. Great timing. So there's a thing called the Local Government Act. It requires elected members to consult with people affected by the decisions and to do so with an open mind. Reinforcing this point, the Office of the Auditor General says that those managing public resources must avoid holding predetermined positions. You are not required to approach every decision as though you have given it no prior thought or have no existing knowledge or opinion. However, you are required to keep an open mind, and you must be prepared to change or adjust your views if the evidence or arguments warrant it. If ACT is successful in building a local government ticket nationally, this tension and the kind of tensions recently at play in Wellington could be seen in other councils. So this was the infighting that they saw with the councils not agreeing with Tory, and the
whole stupid
wasn't great.
Person
so they ended up, so they put someone in from the Office of Auditor General, I believe, is what this is saying, and they came up with some recommendations. And so I had a read of these, and I was like, so what's good? What's the gist? And I learned a lot of things about local governing politics. I can find my mouse, which just keeps disappearing.
Wait, I can see your mouse.
Yeah, no, I can't. It just blends in. So I read a few of these points under the party political endorsement, which is not allowed. It is allowed, but there are pros and cons. So some of the plus sides are political party endorsed members could, for example, assist to align local and national strategy and agendas. So that's not a bad thing. Foster collaboration and cooperation with central government, offer clarity to voters about what candidates stand for, and provide some reassurance that they will generally hold to that view or philosophy. But on the downside, political party endorsed members could, for example, prioritise a party's position on a national agenda over the local community's wants, present governance and leadership challenges if the member is issue-driven as opposed to supporting a common vision, and contribute to eroded trust in the system if it is perceived decisions are made based on party policies and dynamics rather than community needs and the members' statutory obligations. There is actually obligations that they must follow as elected council members, and it's different to national central government. I didn't know this. And it's talking about the that thing of like not having preconceived notions. So I'm not saying that. So this is from the Auditor General. I'm not saying that party politics have determined the outcome, as it is clear that party endorsed candidates, as at other times, do not vote en bloc. Equally, though, it would be naive to ignore the significant pressure reportedly placed on party-endorsed members not to go against the will of the party members on significant issues, nor the potential consequences of them doing so. In my view, being political party endorsed as a form of branding done in order to establish that the candidate has a shared set of values which they are expected to uphold on election is quite different to endorsement that binds a member and subjects them to whipping, whether formal or informal. While voters have a right to know what candidates stand for and to expect members to generally hold to that view or philosophy as an ideal and in law, they must also be prepared to consider the decisions that they take objectively with an open mind. Good local democracy and governance depends on it. And the last little bit is under some observations in 27. In addition to the members' declaration to act in the best interests of the district, here are some examples of what the law requires. Make local decisions on behalf of communities, conduct that is open, transparent, and democratically accountable, taking account of the views of all in the community and in the district and so on. Democratically govern communities, be a good employer, seek and assist and assess all reasonably practical options, consider the views and preferences of persons likely to be affected, and receive the views presented with an open mind and give them due consideration. It's funny. I would assume these also go for politicians in our central government, right?
They've got different sets of rules for, well, because local and central government they have entirely different systems, and the way that they're like funded is very different. Like local government is severely underfunded because essentially local government gets given more responsibilities to the actual people of the community, but very little of the money that they should to enable that. Which is why they have to put up rates and all that shit and piss everyone off.
Or not put up the rates because they don't want to piss everyone off.
And then fuck themselves.
Some advice and guidance that came out of this: adhere to the values that you as a candidate stand for, but be prepared to consider the decisions to be taken objectively and with an open mind. Gain a thorough understanding of the Local Governments Act, provisions relating to the role of council and members' obligations, especially in decision making, and weigh them against any prior commitments. Inform those selecting party endorsed candidates about what the law provides and about the risks of tight binding arrangements. Recognise that if and when a colleague goes against the will of party members, they may have information, including confidential information, that the party doesn't have and have objectively considered it. Conversely, allow the possibility that if a colleague does go with the will of the party, it may be because they have objectively considered the issues, options and submissions and come to an independent decision, which you'd hope that they do. Try and avoid pillaring colleagues for the way that they vote. And lastly, be aware of the risk of replicating parliamentary party politics in local authorities because, for example, parliamentary parties run and implement specific policy pledges. The Local Government Act 2002 requires a fundamentally different approach. Local government lacks the checks and balances built into the parliamentary system, and minority dissent and instability can give rise to opposition for opposition's sake.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the potential issues with party-endorsed candidates. And by the sounds of it, it sounds like ACT, literally, they want to clean out councils. And they've missed the memo for real change. When I travel across, I'm constantly told the local councils have failed to address these same concerns at the local level. Kiwis voted for real change, but councils seem to have missed the memo. It's time for a clean out.
Oh, fuck off.
So that seems to go very much against the Local Government Act.
Yeah, I'm not
because
surprised.
councillors should act in their independence with the facts that they're given and for the best decisions they can make for their local constituents, right? And not be swayed by a party's underlying ideology, right?
Apparently that's crazy. Apparently that's too wild. But do you know what that means, though? If they have to listen to people, that means they have to listen to those damn Maoris who just want everything. Because where do we draw the line? Once the gays get married, where do we draw the line? It's just, And it's just frustrating because I also, I think there was a comment I saw about kind of creates a bit of a, here we go. This is where a problem can lie. When you can't run as an independent, you are bound by party politics.
Yep.
I also noticed that someone in the chat said that they have voted for a local national member but would never do it for central politics, which is quite interesting. I haven't really heard, but I mean, at the end of the day, if they are the person that has the better, the ideals that align better and their vision, that,
But I think that also comes under that act which says that when presented with evidence, you kind of have to let go of your preconceived notions and follow the evidence and do what's best for your people. So, sure, they might be national party aligned as the like overarching views. They say like, yeah, I align with the national party, but also in my role as a local councillor, I have to look at what's in front of me and look at it independently, not just follow the ideology of the party. Yeah, so that's interesting. But I can totally see. Yeah, I can totally see that. Councils, local government is very, very different. I see it very differently.
Well, not only that, but local government, in my opinion, they're the more important, like, and honestly, on like the everyday stuff, they are generally the important ones. They're the ones that are tasked with keeping, an eye on the general well-being of the area that they're serving, whereas central government does a lot of overarching shit that is also important, but like it's not the nitty-gritty harder work, you know what I mean? And I remember when I started learning more about the way that government works, that's where I kind of started to realize, oh, so no wonder a lot of city councils can't do a lot for their, te rohe. It's because they don't actually have the funds that they should proportionally have based on how much they're actually providing for, things that really should technically be funded through central government. If you wanted to make an argument for that, either give them the money or make them pay for it. Either way, they definitely need a lot more resources, and they have, I think, pretty basically two revenues in which to really make money. I can only think of one off the top of my head, right? And I know there's a second one, but just lost it.
Rates and something.
Yeah.
Rates and central give them like a small amount, don't they?
I mean,
central government do give them a small amount, but yeah, otherwise they have to.
Yeah, not actually. Yeah.
No, it's not even fines, because fines would be NZTA and yeah.
Either way, there's not many ways for them to make money, and therefore it then pisses a bunch of old people off who own homes because they're like, I don't want to pay more on my rates.
I think the other thing to think about too is that local council members, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't make a very high wage. Like it's a pretty reasonable salary, right, compared to what you earn in central government. So I wonder if there's something to be said about people that are on the council actually do care about the constituents. Like they're not doing it for the money. They're not there for the $230,000.
I mean, some of them will definitely be there for the money because that is always how it is in some places. But yeah, generally probably less of that.
But yeah, I wonder if it's
they're more
people
hands-on.
that like, yeah, they actually want to see things change. And I have seen candidates run for local council, and they have these big grand ideas, and then once they actually get into the council and they are presented with a lot of that evidence and have more information about the issues, they do go against what they campaigned on.
Yeah.
And they all kind of,
which is another issue.
Most of the time, it all kind of comes to a general consensus. Wellington was an interesting one, but generally speaking, I think most councils, they come to a consensus on things.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends. I mean, you've got very different. I mean, some councils are better than others. There is quite the variety. Oh, that's cool. Apparently, Paul, the other one's doing a docu-series on the candidates' backgrounds who are running for local elections. We should definitely get in and consume all of that.
Yes. Yeah, I did have a quick look at his channel in case there was anything that I could use to sort of add to the discussion on this particular thing, because I know he's very much into the local politics stuff, which is great because I think we definitely add more commentary to the national side of things, whereas he's very much focused on the local side of things, which is very important.
I did actually see that Vusa, they have done some interviews with local mayoral candidates that were quite fun. but also it was good to see like that they actually have had the candidates come in and do them. I wonder if I can find them. It's either View Sir or something else View related. I'll have to have a nosy for it, but we could probably look at some of those as well, because I definitely think it would be good to cover some of that a bit more.
Oh, actually, I will put that on screen. Oh, the other one. Yes, definitely go and seek him out on the YouTube. I'm curious what, with my computer, local council's salary. Indeed, salary? Probably salary more than wages, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remuneration. Don't know how old this is. Regional Council chairperson in the Bay of Plenty is 150,000 a year. Canterbury, its chairperson is 180,000 a year, so pretty reasonable. Hawke's Bay, 150. 150 for Manawatu. Northland is 130. Otago is 150. Southland is 130. Taranaki is 115,000. That's a huge. Okay, interesting. Waikato was 170,000. Wellington 180,000. And the West Coast just get 100,000.
Interesting.
Not sure if this is up to date, but they. Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah,
you go.
it says
2024,
25.
25. Yeah. The rest of the people are actually, yeah. Okay, so that that is in line with what I was saying. They're very sort of modest, 9 to 5 sort of wages. Being the chairperson, it makes sense that they would be on a bit more, but certainly not what you get as a central government employee. Certainly not as much.
No.
So
Absolutely
I have
not.
a good feeling that people do not go into, oh, damn, if you're Auckland Mayor, you make 300,000 a year.
Fucking
Damn.
Brown's making that much money.
Yeah,
Get 'em out.
Jesus. If I can find anyone else's. Yeah, so generally speaking, you don't go into the council because you want to make bank.
Yeah.
And it's very much you believe in enacting what the people want and need. So,
Yeah. Also, I was wrong. It wasn't VUW. It was Salient. So they've done. It's put me on, hasn't it? Yeah. They have done. Well, they did one with Tori, obviously, but she is no longer running for mayor. But they talked to her anyway. But yeah, maybe we can go through those and add little. I need to watch those, so maybe we'll go over them and see if there's anything interesting we can talk about next week.
oh, there you go. It's in the ballot. If you're a councillor, you're treated as self-employed, no KiwiSaver, no super, and no mild allowance. Interesting.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Very interesting.
yeah, that's
That
a
means
lot
they have
of
to do
no
their own
perk.
taxes as well, so no PAYE.
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting.
that's kind of cooked. Interesting.
That is very interesting.
We'll definitely have to.
Oh, more to learn, I
Do
think.
more
I
on
think
that.
that's the
Absolutely.
general thing. Someone called me
Yeah.
out for saying that the chairperson does a lot more work, but probably fair. I think it's a different kind of work. Being the chairperson, there's a lot of decisions, and a lot of decisions that you make are kind of on your head. That alone is quite a lot of stress, but do they do more work than the other councils? I don't know. You would think that the
Also-
salary somewhat represents.
Own
Yes, own
taxes, GST exempt. So that's a perk.
This is like, yeah.
All
GST
right.
exempt. Anyway, yeah, there you go. We all learned something new today.
Yeah.
And go and find out what's happening in your local elections, because
Yes.
you all need to vote.
Well, yeah. I mean, things will start ramping up more over these next few months, I'm sure, as things get more and more ready for the battles of the ballots. Ooh, I kind of like that. Battles of the ballots. That goes kind of hard.
Battles of the ballots.
All right.
Yes,
do we
please.
want to do some super chats? I think there's a few.
Yeah, and then we'll do
in
the last of the. Oh, jeez, Jesus Christ, guys, calm down. It's a lot more super chats than we usually get on a Friday. Seymour putting the L. I already did that one. Maybe
Oh,
that's
that one.
why.
Yep. Yeah, but I don't know which ones you read to Mona start in.
That's why we've got a lot more super chats than I thought we would. Talking of Seymour, still makes my brain hurt. This is the best guy the Atlas Network has. Shame.
I mean, that is embarrassing.
It's pretty bad. Kaimatada, Seymour literally on multiple interviews called multiple indigenous cultures culturally regressive, such as the Tasmanian Aboriginals in Australia. Fuck me, what a racist. Jesus.
That just tastes bad in your mouth.
Vasta, Seymour gave us the laughable twerk. Now the master beta. Yes.
Got
Still
him.
my favorite way to say it. He's not a master debater. He's a master beta. Master
That's
beta.
for fucking sure.
Car
Say,
up my
that's
driveway?
loud.
Jesus, that is a
Well, I
loud
mean, I
car.
can hear it.
The
At
window
this
is
time of
open,
night?
but she's got a wee Toyota
Nah,
truck.
yeah, fair.
DS, what a douchebag looks like in human form. Wahike 12, $5 says, you watch in the next election. If he slumps in the polls, he will ramp up the Māori bashing big time.
Oh, yeah.
Totally see that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Mr. Arvid says, occupy Seymour's house.
Yo, I don't endorse that. I don't endorse it at all. Sounds like a bad idea. Like a bad place to take a tent and some cans of beans.
Squat. They call it squatting. This is why Peter says this is why STV is good. No vote splitting. Oh, yeah, I don't. Something TV. Yep. Dreadnoughts says nothing for $1. I think it's probably a sticker. But I'm
No,
not
it did say nothing. I saw it.
Oh,
I saw it.
okay.
It was just nothing. I wonder if it was a
Okay.
tester, maybe. Maybe they were testing the system.
Well,
to see if
it did
worked.
come. He did come back $5. Says fin tip. On Windows, you can set the mouse cursor to inverted colors. Makes it stand out really well all the time. Huh. Thank you.
It. Great tip.
Thank you. I know you can play with it, but I just kind of leave it. But I probably should do that.
I definitely.
And Kaimatada for $5 says it wasn't Winston that stopped capital gains tax. It was CPU spamming submissions. Atlas bragged about it. This shows how important our counter submissions to the RSB are.
Absolutely.
Good reminder about the RSB. Submissions are open till 1 p.m. on the 23rd of June, which is coming up very quickly. So if you haven't yet made a submission, you should do so. In fact, a reminder that
that was just when I started from earlier.
Yes. But also good because the Space Academy also have a meetup next Thursday to help write submissions, if anyone's interested. But yes,
Hell yeah.
Christchurch meetups at Space Academy would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty based.
I'm with you on that. All right, shall we meme it up? Just in time for
Actually,
our 90
I
minutes.
was wondering, do we want to quickly look at something about the RSB that I made for us?
Go on, do it. You do that.
do a
while I
little
close my
bit of
window. It's
info.
freezing cold.
Well, I've been working on a little something on the side, and you'll notice it says Aotearoa tonight, because I may or may not be making my own channel as a side thing. Soft launch, I guess, now. But I've been looking into the RSB a bit more, and I thought we could just talk a little bit about the actual words, because people hear a lot about why they shouldn't want the RSB, what it means, but I thought we could go into just a little bit of small nitty-gritties. This is what it claims to be. So the bill establishes a benchmark for good legislation by introducing a set of principles of responsible regulation in primary legislation focused on the effect of legislations on existing interests and liberties, including rule of law, liberties, taking of property, taxes, fees and levies, and the role of courts. Good lawmaking processes, including consultation, options analysis, and cost benefits analysis, which all sounds kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds all right. But this would essentially put the RSB above anything else. So utility cannot be considered in any of things that may be related to, I don't know, property and such like that. It also, funnily enough, when you look into it a little bit more, it's trying to also talk about consultation, which I think was a bit of a word that kind of made my ears prick up a little bit, because consultation is usually all that Māori get in terms of say in things. So that alone is saying that they'd be able to essentially supersede those consultation requirements. And in it, and that's the other thing that's strange, it can be no less than 5, but no more than 7 members who are appointed by the Regulatory Standards Minister. Members can serve up to 3 years and can be reappointed. The board must fulfill duties to the minister and regulates its own procedures. And the ministry must provide resources and administrative support, which, you know, all those layers and back offices they talk about needing to cut. Imagine what this is going to create in just that alone. And inquiries are conducted only on paper without hearings, which I thought was a very interesting / concerning little detail. Did I put it in this slide or the next slide? No, maybe I didn't. I might have also missed out that the minister, who is obviously the person who handpicks this board, essentially, or can handpick this board, they have the right to remove anybody off of the board for any reason they want. So not only can they create this board, they can take out anyone whom they are saying is not fulfilling their duties to the specific requirements. And yeah, so it basically is there to investigate whether legislation aligns, because that's some of the other issues too, is that it can retroactively investigate certain legislation that has been put into place based off of this new metric. So it's kind of almost like how we saw with the when they changed the maths and structured maths in schools, and they basically were saying that, oh, all these kids are failing, but it's because they were testing old education by new metrics. They're essentially able to do that within this. And that then reviews these accountability statements. And then for me, what was kind of important was maybe to look at more of the implications. So some of the implications that I've found within reading this document, which is really long and boring to read, but I thought, why not? So while reports are published online, the non-binding nature of the board's recommendation could limit their practical impact, which would essentially kind of make them a counter Waitangi Tribunal, because the Waitangi Tribunal has non-binding recommendations that essentially limits its ability to enforce its findings. To me, this is actually kind of saying that the RSB board is the antithesis of the Waitangi Tribunal. They're there to almost combat. Ministers or agencies aren't obligated to act on findings, reducing their ability to enforce any of this consistently. The board's role in assessing legislation could blur the lines between executive and judicial functions. Courts traditionally determine legal consistency, and a government-appointed body might raise concerns about political influence over legal interpretations, which was a fucking terrifying bit that I was kind of like, oh, wow, yeah, so of superseding courts based off of principles that are coming from the ACT party. Clause 33 restricts inquiries to legislation subject to regular review, potentially excluding problematic laws from assessment. The board cannot investigate specific actions or consequences affecting individuals, which may also limit its ability to address any real-world legal concerns. And then obviously the appointment process, which we could kind of already see was shady. But yeah, members are appointed by the Regulatory Standards Minister, raising concerns around political bias in selections. And if the board lacks independence, it may be viewed as a tool for government-driven legal assessments rather than an impartial review body. Holy shit, that's a lot of words. But I think I only have like one more slide. Yes.
Potential issues? The whole thing?
Yeah, we got more potential issues. So yeah, if the board lacks real enforcement power, this could create wasteful spending. Because what's the fucking point at that point? You're basically just creating some people who might go, yes, you guys, the brown people are wrong. You were right. It's okay. Red tape concerns. Additional assessment requirements may delay legislative processes, especially if reviews become overly complex. And political influence further is that if the board is appointed, I put it in here. I was too ahead of myself. So this is emphasized through the clause that grants the minister the ability to remove board members, and this is actually the quote, at any time and entirely at their discretion. So not only do they get to pick the board, they can take you out of it as soon as they just deem you're not allowed to be in there anymore. And I got more to read, to be honest. There was some other shit, but that was all I could get at the time. And yeah, so I thought there'd just be a good little bit to kind of go a little more into how it actually does what, we're being, and I think we've had some great information, and tidbits, but I think it's just nice to sometimes look at the actual words and kind of actually how they work. And yeah, there's definitely more that we'll be looking into it. I am hoping to get something out next week in my now soft launch for my new YouTube channel, which I totally should have. I'll find the logo somewhere. I'm so organized,
Exciting.
guys. Can you tell?
I too have a something, but it is quite a ways away, and it won't be as good as yours.
I don't know. Ours is going to be pretty fucking goofy. But
I think the more lefties we got online, the better. It's
exactly. We need to build up more of a presence. So like, the more the merrier, in my opinion.
I was having a thought, I don't know, sometime in the last 24 hours, thinking about the meetup, right? And I was thinking, does the platform have community meetups? Do they have
I don't know. The platform probably sits in the toilet.
Chris Lynch, who went off on his own, does he have like hey, it's a community meetup, come hang out with me? I highly doubt it.
Oh yeah, no, I do
Whereas
not.
I'm pretty sure that if someone like Bomber in his podcast, or Paul, or It's in the Ballot, although I vaguely know who that is. Samir?
Samar and...
Samar.
Oh my god, I forgot her husband's name. But you know what? We remembered the girl's name first, and that's a win. That's a win for women everywhere.
If they said, hey, we're having a community meetup, I bet you that they would have quite an audience that would turn up. And
absolutely.
I think if we all got together and had our own like lefty political commentators online meetup,
yeah.
we would absolutely smash it out of the park. And
Yeah,
it
I
would
mean, the
be
fact that we
a
already
fun
get,
time.
we get a decent little
Petty.
crowd. I mean, to be fair, in Wellington, not only have we had meetups at bars, we've had a few of us go and have dinner at someone else's house. And, you know, we're having another one where someone from South Island, we're going to have a meetup so that while they're here, and it's just lots of fun. And yeah, exactly. We are the grassroots, and we must stick together and work together to overpower. This is the gay agenda. This is the queer agenda. Actually, here we go. This is just going to be for now. This is just the filler until we get something better going. This is my little baby. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to have a bunch of different stuff on it. We're going to have a bunch of different formats. So it'll be fun, and I'll get to be way more cooked because it'll be my own channel, and I can't get in trouble.
That's
well,
true.
I can, but like
not nearly as badly as like
Papa Pat won't trouble either.
Papa Pat's channel is under it's under the Media Council now, so we kind of have to be somewhat behaved.
We've got to be professionals. We can
somewhat
get crazy
behaved.
over in the new channel once we get there.
Some big query news.
Hell yeah. I mean, I was thinking of calling the live stream just the pre-show because we're going to be doing it before BHN anyway.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. So
we
it'll
just add
be
to more
Bomber will be
pre-shows.
the Tuesday pre-show,
Yes.
and then whatever
We've
day
got
you do it will be-
Aotearoa Liberation League are on Fridays.
Yes. Oh, there you go. They're our
So-
pre-show.
Yes. And likely going to be a Monday, but we're gonna play around with it, maybe test things out a little, do some testing, see how people feel about different days. But it'll be fun, and we thought let's try to get more people talking about a lot of this important stuff that's going on because it's a lot to carry. Oh yeah, and Paul is on Friday as well. Paul, the other one, is on Fridays.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for reminding me there, Kiwi.
It's our other pre-show.
Yeah, there's a lot of pre on Friday. And yes, I said it like that on purpose.
There's a lot of pre on Friday. Yep.
I
okay.
mean, hey, at least you don't we don't do the out of context too much because otherwise that would have been so bad. Though one day this might come back to bite us. Who knows? Oh, this was great. Happy Pride from the PM and the DPM.
No kiss.
No keys. Financing. This was actually, I think Kai Matata made this one, and it's basically, I think if any labor people we know you like to watch, just saying that this is a really great way to like maybe really promote your guys' self and running into this next election. Really emphasize Nikki Know Nothing. And I just also love the idea of just having Barb on that main picture, you know. That's who we need. When you think you're hip and cool, but everyone knows you're a dickhead. Bam! Hit you with the. I mean, look at the way he's smiling, like he's like, "Hey, girl, you wanna come have some beers in my truck, in my ute?"
I'm trying to figure out, was that just a photo that was snapped and there's a woman behind him? But that can't be right because it's over his ear.
Honestly, I didn't even
So
think too
someone
hard about it.
Photoshop that? Please explain.
I feel like
Thank
that
you.
picture's been around for a while, but I'm sure someone else could.
Oh,
in the chat if they know.
He's very young in that photo. Much younger than he is now.
And then we've got reactions to boxing challenges over the years. Winston Peters says David Seymour wouldn't last 10 seconds in the ring with me. This is July 20th, 2020. Oh, good. Fight for Life. National MP Mitchell challenges Minister of Muscles Nash in March 2023. Edu Kapakingi challenges David Seymour to a charity boxing match. Primitive, immature, violent. Because that's what the oppressors and the colonizers like to do. They like to imply as if Brown people are just savages who need to be civilized by these very caring and loving white knights. Someone actually remixed this. So I found this picture of the Snapchat, which I got a good giggle out of, and I believe Aro did made a little, put it together into this 10 for $1. Reduce, declare, expiration date imminent. Caution, choking hazard. I don't think David's a choking hazard. If you know what I'm saying. David Breen Seymour. Breen, a deepish brownish green color, basically baby shit. Middle English word meaning to frighten or terrify. Now we know why he is what he is. He is a terrifying shit. POV, New Zealanders, when Ruth Richardson eventually goes, I'd put a stake through her heart and garlic around her neck to make sure she never comes back. Which I kind of want to see the original where this comes from, because I need to hear this old lady say that. This one. Oh, this one gave me a good laugh. David Seymour farts loudly. New Zealand media. It's so true, though.
It is very true.
Really...
I mean, we're also somewhat...
oh, nah, see, I feel like we don't go, oh, we go...
It's different, though, because... Yes. They don't have to.
They blow smoke up his ass because they want to.
Well, I think it's just like he's clickbait, really. He really is.
Yeah, that too. He really
But
is.
the least we platform him, the better. It's just a shame that sometimes we kind of have to call him out for his bullshit.
Mountain Tui, allow me the pleasure and laugh, please. Just, you're all bots. I do love this this beautiful edit. It's kind of like, I feel like this is how David sees himself. You know what I mean? Of just like, here I am to rescue all these savage Maoris from their primitive ways.
What? No, don't do that.
Oh, it's
Why
because I was doing the
do
thing.
that?
Yeah. No, I was doing the thing. I get it.
Do that. Carry on. Sorry.
Hacked. The Green Party are Marxists. Look at this picture of them. The Green Party in front of a 5+ a day sign that says 5+ a day, eat the rich. Wow. I mean, I do love that picture. I had not realized that picture existed. I'm glad I saw it. Someone just posted this Google search, and you've got Chewbacca Star Wars, Hi Chew, Chewbacca, Chewie Foo. Getting included in the Chewie screenshot Google searches. David Seymour can't comprehend that it's not bots, but people resisting him, because he's never known what it's like to have any humanity. Oh, look at those soulless eyes. Thought you might like this one, Ems. Vacant. David Seymour. He was very vacant, for sure. Actually, you know what? I actually think probably maybe Luxon. He's pretty vacant, that's for sure. If we who resist Seymour are bots, then we should have our own Detroit Become Human spin-off. Wellington Become Hikoi. This one gave me a good... I fucking loved this game, to be honest.
It's a good game. Very good game.
Concrete septic tank. Cars lightweight septic tank. Bot ultra light septic tank. Tank cleaner. I do love the way that specific picture of Chewie looks on that. It's chef's kiss.
He wishes he looked like that.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't put Kiwi Burb's face there, even though we probably already knew that it was Kiwi Burb coming through with the fully detailed Chad versions, Marxist Chad versions of our
I'm
two
here
favorite.
for this, man.
Right?
I'm so here for this.
I'm just obsessed with these.
It is
I love
some
them.
people may not say it, but it is very much compliment. These dashing young ladies.
Exactly. Like, I
Handsome.
legitimately want a poster of the class consciousness comrades. Like, it goes hard.
It does go hard.
And then we've
It
got
goes
our
real
positive
hard.
memes. And in my defense, Chewie put this in the Discord. This was not my meme. This is Chewie. I blame him. If you don't like it, take it up with Chewie. It's talking about how weird it is to technically sniff a flower when you are kind of sniffing their. Well, actually, technically, if it's pollen, that's like flower cum. Because just a reminder that if you've got allergies, you're just allergic to tree cum. You're welcome. Yeah. So I formatted my meme like this, which was the style at the time, and it really was. I miss when memes look like this, to be honest.
Let me go back to that.
Right? Kajit has words. If you have coin, if you know, you know. Deleting save data to free up memory card save blocks for the new games. Gosh, remember the pain, guys. Trying to fucking think, okay, which one can I afford to let go? I've still got all my old saves. I'm alright. And that is our memes. Oh, actually, we do have one last meme. It's a video.
Meme. Video meme.
Video
meme. Last thing on David Seymour, I'd like you all just to
at least we got another meme then.
Just one little one. Can you guys please appreciate my thumbnail from you?
I saw that. I saw that, and I appreciated the hell out of that. I was like, yes.
If you don't know, it's a Nintendo DS, which is our nickname for him because his initials are David. DS for David Seymour. You can't see it because it's really, really tiny, but it's essentially screenshots from Nintendogs.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
His face is where the dog goes, and then at the bottom it says, David must have brought you a gift. I can't remember what it says, but essentially I changed it so it said David has brought you a gift. So
hell yeah, I love that.
Just thought.
Good old Nintendogs.
Nintendogs,
deep cut reference.
That's all. I just need someone to appreciate it because it's got very low views.
That's fair. To be fair, views on clips is always rougher than views on things. But I mean, also apparently that old lady was on a video about Margaret Thatcher's funeral, and honestly, that just makes me want to watch it more because totally understand why she wanted to essentially dance on someone's grave. Is this? Yes, I think this is the one. Yes, this is the one.
Well, we learn about Marxist theory.
We'll have to mute it so we don't get demonetized.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it's not as funny. Oh, wait, I can do it now.
Class. As Marx stated, all history is the history of class struggle.
I love the idea of just doing silly TikTok dance trend, cut to like actual information, go back. There's also this other guy I watch a lot on TikTok and Instagram where he'll just talk about like political things like that or history over someone making like just a really nice video of food being made, and then at the end of it he'll just talk about how he really wants to eat that food and say have a good day. It's just, I love that shit. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to go see more, I highly recommend going to the Alexei Sales. So that's LEXEISAYLE. He's got a podcast. Go amongst, get amongst it and enjoy something on your Friday night.
Go and enjoy your Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us. We're sitting at 10 to 11. It's pretty good for Friday. I think we're doing pretty well.
We're early.
Well, I know. We only hit the 100-minute, 110-minute hour.
What makes me do math? What have I said about math, guys?
Now, is it going to do it this time? Oh, it does. How annoying.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I don't like it. I don't like
Yeah,
it when you do that. It's not okay.
It's like when Facebook updates, and you're like, why the fuck have you moved all my
Okay.
shit?
I wasn't ready for it.
Right.
But what I was gonna say to you is, I hope you'll join us. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you join us again next Friday at 9 p.m. And
yeah.
for more bright, hairy news.
As bright as
Somewhat
it
brighter.
can be.
As bright as it can be. Let's roll the outro.
Oh, wait, do we have super chats? Hold up, do we have super chats? We got
No.
a couple of last super chats. Huh?
Super chats
See, Ian, you were waiting. I know you were waiting. You're waiting.
Yeah.
We got Vigen with the $2. The RSB is DEI for big business. Honestly, yeah. Kiwi Bird for $2. Be a submission bot. Send in your RSP submissions. I agree. Danger Mouse for $2. Live broadcast tour. Honestly, surely at some point, surely. Maybe we do like
Someone
white
did
tonguey
mention
up
that.
Yeah, we could do like
someone did mention that. They're like, have you
creams
ever
up
considered
country.
doing like a live show as a bit of like a something a bit different? And I thought that could be kind of fun. I don't know if people would want to listen to the four of us on a panel, especially myself on a panel. I don't think I have anything interesting to add to that panel. But the three of you would make a great. I could be the moderator. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you always. I mean, to be fair, you always need a host to kind of keep all the ramblers,
Chewie,
aka
the
me
foos.
and Chewie. Yeah, me and
foos
Chewie
down,
just
keep the foos
basically
down.
stopping us from talking. I mean, I'm sure. Hey, we could even maybe do something like that on Patreon. Maybe we do like some fun behind the scenes type ones.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure we got
It's
plenty of
all-
options to consider.
It's all on the cards. I'm sure this lovely meetup that they've had has put some ideas into Pat's brain. Alrighty, let's send them off into your weekend.
Get it.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in. As many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have the hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can't afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting bees from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a warpath to run, linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A and a self and a higher in mind. All have a lean either this way or that, and we'll be analyzed by both Chewie and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed. It's Big Hairy News.
Thanks, guys, for watching us this Friday evening, and thanks for joining us last evening.
Hell
As my
yeah.
credits just stopped rolling. That's great. Thanks, credits. I really appreciate that. Anything to say before we head off the Magenta?
Thank you for saying that you would watch us over 7 days. That's actually like one of the biggest compliments I could get in my entire life. So thank you. I can die happy now. That's so sweet. But also, yeah, let's keep building this network. And if you keep an eye out on Blue Sky, I'll be posting a bit more about the bullshit I'll be getting up to on the side if you want to come hang out.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Pat and Chewie will be back with you on Monday at 9 p.m. and we'll be back with you next Friday at 9 p.m. Have a wonderful weekend. Johnny.
Keep cool till after school. Bye.
Keeps pausing on me. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Here you go. There you go.
You win.
Moist.